tristatefootball.com. Hey, thank you all for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. Our 2011 year in review. I'd like to thank Dave Seeger and Mike O'Donnell once again for having us out here. And it's a great place. It's very fun. Hope you guys make it back more than once. Right now, we're going to look at our nominations for our 2011 Defensive Player of the Year, and it's a very good list. And before I get to the guys sitting up here with me, I want to talk about the guys that are on this list that aren't here tonight. Damon Jackson from Mount Healthy. Damon was a pickpocket over the past 2 years for Mount Healthy. Boatload of interceptions. I think he ended up with 3 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, 6 interceptions. First team All-Southwest District was Damon. And then again, Adolphus Washington from Taft. If you don't know him, he was the Division III Player of the Year this year on defense in Ohio. Last year, he was the Division IV Player of the Year. Couldn't make it tonight. He's got a little basketball game going. He will be going to Ohio State next fall. And then again, up here with me, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think we got everybody else. Joe Bolden's not here. Joe from Colerain. Joe's already at Michigan. He's going to be a Wolverine next year. He's already enrolled in classes. That's why he couldn't be here this evening. But his partner in crime right next to me, Andre Jones. And when we looked at the Defensive Players of the Year this year, we broke it down into 3 segments. Our best defensive backs, our best defensive linemen, and our best linebackers. And we did one from each school, the large schools and then the smaller schools. And right now, our best defensive back out of the big schools was Colerain's Andre Jones. And Andre, I want to ask you first of all, 7 interceptions this year in a league that doesn't pass the ball. How did you accomplish that feat?
Well, I say about 3 or 4 of my interceptions came off like the last play of the second half when they just threw the ball up in the air. So that's why I primarily got half of them. But the rest of them, I just got just from being smart and just making plays on the ball.
You know, this year also, Coach lets you, you did a lot of things. Return yards, I think you had 201 yards on returns on your interceptions, but you also got to return punts and kickoffs as well. Touches for you. Talk about getting more touches this year. How did Coach Bolden incorporate that into your game?
Well, during our tour days, Coach Bolden told me that I wasn't athletic enough to do the kick return and the punt return. But then when Chris Davis got hurt, I had to go back there, and I actually got the first kickoff return at Colerain since 2002. So I kind of proved him wrong on my abilities to do kick and punt return.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. I think it's been since almost 10 years since they had a kickoff return. It's pretty amazing at Colerain. I want to ask you before I let you go, Joe Bolden, your partner in crime, Jake Blest, who's not here tonight. Talk about some of those seniors. I think David Moore said that you had 8 out of your 11 guys. Can you talk about some of those guys? Burnetting, who's not here as well. Some of those guys on defense that made that 3-year run of yours so well.
Oh yeah, well we do have Joe Bolden, Jake Blest, David Moore, our big lineman Trey Clark, and our other defensive lineman Stephen Fernandez. So those seniors right there kind of put the whole entire defense together for a 2011 season. So without those guys on the defense, I don't think that we could have got what we got this year.
Looking forward to UC. You know, we've talked a little bit about some of your guys that are going there. But how instrumental has Coach Combs been in your recruitment and being and that's why you're going there?
Oh, well, he's been on top of it ever since I committed. He's been telling me that he's real excited, and he has been telling the other staff members at UC that they can't wait for me to get down there. So I'm just ready to get down there, work hard, and do what I do best.
All right. To Andre's right is Nate Gerbis from St. Xavier, and Nate, the physical demands that St. Xavier puts on you, can you walk us through, just leading up to a week to Friday night's game, what's it like, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you guys play one of the most intense schedules in the country. Tell us a little bit about that weekend leading up to a Friday night.
It's very high expectations every week. Our work ethic never goes down. I mean, we usually watch 2 to 3 hours of film every week. We're hitting the weight room hard. Practice, it's 100% all the time. We have a walkthrough on Thursday, which is nice because it's usually our off day, which we consider. But it's just very up-tempo all week.
like I asked Andre, you know, about Joe Bolden, Bryson Albright's going with you to Miami of Ohio. Will you talk about your relationship with him and how nice is it going to be to have somebody like that going with you up there?
I'm thrilled. We'll probably dorm together, and I mean, he's just a great player. He opened me up a lot. When I'm getting all the credit and attention from the media, he's taking up the blockers, and I'm making plays. You know, hopefully it'll be the same way up in Miami.
Well, he definitely grew throughout the year, and I'll move to my right-hand side. Brady Vanover from Kings is here tonight. Brady, one of the few juniors on, actually the only junior on this list, and Brady, big year for you guys. You're a 2-year starter, first team All-Ohio, Division II. Talk a little bit about this season. You know, the past 2 years you've been in the regional finals. You've had Trotwood, Madison, and I'll let Dan talk a little bit about that in the next segment. But how nice was it to go 10-0 this year and from your sophomore year and all the tribulations that you had?
Well, the season was a lot of fun. The players are undescribable. It's a lot of fun with like Meyer, Sean, Kennedy. It's just a great atmosphere, and to go 10-0 was even better. It's just a lot of fun.
17 sacks this year. Your team ended up with, I think, 51 total sacks. What was it about the defensive scheme that allowed you guys to just run rampant? I know Horan, Schnee, DeMumbrum, I'm trying to get all these guys in here that I know of that may not be here tonight, but what was it about that defense that just, boom, you guys were there?
I think it was just a lot of our attitudes. We just went hard all the time in practice, and that just went over into the games, and it was kind of like a competition to see who could get the quarterback first, and showed up with the sacks. We had, like you said, like 50 sacks total, and it was just like going from practice to the game, and then, yeah.
No big deal at that point.
Yeah.
So moving forward into your senior year, college coaches, I'm sure, are starting to talk to you. I know Coach Treadwell was up at Kings the other day, if I'm not mistaken. What are those guys telling you that you need to get better at being a senior?
Well, that process for me is just beginning. It's just, I just know the things I have to work on, just small things, and that's the things you need to work on the most. Yeah, I just need to work on my technique, and that's the big thing.
Very good. To your right is Jaleel Crowley from Princeton, and guys, Jaleel is one of the, Jaleel's never a loss for words, and a great year for you guys at Princeton. Coach Crowley, your uncle? Cousin was there this year. Talk about going from Coach Leach to Coach Crowley and playing for your cousin. Was it difficult or was it easy?
I got to say that it was the hardest thing I ever had to do. Playing for him, I mean, the big transition is that we played a lot harder. I mean, he let us play ball basically, and he basically came in with a mindset that, hey, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna do some damage this year, and that's what we did.
The Princeton program was beset by tragedies for 3 straight years. When you guys had to bond, what was it? What did you guys do to become closer after all those things happened?
One thing that we did was we all just came together. Even outside of football, we just all came together as a school. Everybody called up each other and said, "Hey, bro, you alright? I mean, everything cool? Like, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm there." And everybody just came out and just talked to everybody.
Why were you such a good ball hawk in the GMC? I mean, you ended up with 6 sacks, a couple fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions, I think. And at the defensive end position, what was it that why were you such a good ball magnet?
I mean, Coach Crowley always just said, big time player make big time plays. So that's one thing that I just kept in my head the whole game, and I just went out there and just made plays.
All right, moving forward, you're heading to Bowling Green. You're going to be a Falcon. What are you looking forward to most about playing on Saturdays in the MAC?
Oh man, I cannot wait.
Going up against Gervis, huh?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good matchup.
No, actually, you guys will be on opposite sides of the ball. I mean, you're both defensive players, but yeah, so excellent. Guys, I want you all to give these guys a big round of applause. These are our nominations for the 2011 Defensive Player of the Year here in Cincinnati. When we come back, we'll bring up the Kings Knights.